brought me sprinkle cookies.
So what, no fucking TV now? Hey!
Maybe she's from Jersey.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Maybe She's from Jersey. We're your hosts.
Jackie Niece.
Love the pause.
I know, I forgot my name. I have a concussion. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. So if she starts to stutter or loses her train of thought.
Or I just go quiet for a while, just check on me.
Yeah. Today, our sponsor is from Hamilton Township. It's called Lilla Vanilla. How cute. It's basically... It's a regular bakery, but it's owned by a French woman, because when I walked in there and she said hello to me, I was like, wow, your accent's lovely.
How cute is this cupcake?
Yeah, I think that's the Sunday cupcake.
This is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it is really cute. So really quick, when I had went there, they gave me a giant bag of goodies. Today, I did pick up a few of the cupcakes and the macaroons that I personally ate. They were incredible. I'm excited for our guest and my little to try them. But yeah, everyone should go there. It's really cute. It's huge inside, so you can sit inside. You can host a party. There's plenty of good desserts. It goes from like bread all the way to like cookies. So anywhere in between. It smelled great in there. Okay.
Well, this is our guest for today. This is Frankie Kisly.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Frankie Kisly, and I am a reality TV producer.
Like what?
Yeah, like just casual. We also went to college with him. I don't think, did we know each other when I think like the senior year-ish.
So, yes, we met, I think we had a few mutual friends.
Yeah.
But we met our senior year.
I think it was at Bar A.
I think it was at Bar A on like a Beat the Clock or something.
Yeah, it was.
That track.
Jersey Shore.
It was. It was definitely
ironically
the Jersey
down
Shore.
at the Jersey Shore we met.
Yeah. Good times. But Frankie's really cool. You guys should follow him on social media, first of all, because his social media is popping.
And you're just very beautiful.
Oh, we were like,
really are.
I was like, you have great hair. And she's like, you're so pretty.
It's like, is my hair okay?
I mean,
like, you're very pretty.
A direct quote from Margaret Josephs herself
Oh,
was, "Your face is touched from God."
Yeah.
So I'll take the compliments.
I love that.
And she can be mean.
Yeah, she can cut throat.
Yeah. So she meant that.
That's wild. Okay, Frankie has a lot of tea today. We're going to hear about his life. He does a lot of behind the scenes as I'm sorry, you said your title was a...
So I actually have multiple different titles.
Okay.
So I call them my big three shows. So my big show that I came up in the industry through producing is Jersey Shore Family Vacation. So I've been on that since season 2. So season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we just got renewed for season 7. So very excited for that. And then I have The Real Housewives of New Jersey. So Team Melissa, Team Teresa, take
Let
your
us
pick.
know.
And then I've been doing that for 2 seasons. So let me backtrack. Jersey Shore, I started as a production assistant. I'll tell you all about my story, but I've had multiple different producer roles. So I've been an associate producer, segment producer, a field producer. So I'm at field producer now with that show. With The Real Housewives of New Jersey, I'm talent producer. So I work directly with the talent, scheduling them, managing whatnot, every need that they have, and talking through creatives with them to just plan the scenes. Nice. And then I also do that with The Real Housewives of New York City, the reboot. So that's very exciting. It airs in July.
Excited for
That's
that.
so cool.
All right, I'm going to start a little far back. Tell us in college, since that's where we originally, I guess, crossed paths, what you were doing there and how you got to where you are as far as your first production job.
Oh, that's a fun story.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So I actually studied business with a dual concentration in marketing and sports events and tourism marketing.
Interesting.
And then, how did I get into TV production? So I took a job right out of college in like marketing PR, and I quit after 4 days. Yeah.
You were like,
I
it's
quit
a
after
no.
4 days. It was horrible. So my supervisor was 23 years old. I was 22 at the time. I had no idea what I was doing. She was just expecting me, throwing stuff at me left and right.
You can curse. It's okay.
Okay.
It's
Throwing
a Jersey
shit at me
podcast.
left and right. And I was like, okay. So I remember one day I called my mom and I was walking to deliver something. And I was like, Ma, I think I hate this.
Like,
I
pick
think
me
I
up.
hate this. I don't want to do this. I'm commuting into the city 4 days a week. I don't like it. I hate my supervisor. The owner of the company sucks.
Yeah,
What am I doing?
You're done. You're like, no, thank you.
And I was like, I'm gonna go back to the office and I'm gonna pull my supervisor aside into the into the boardroom and have a meeting with her.
Yeah.
I was like, do what you gotta do. So I literally go back and I pulled her in and I was like, hey, I don't remember her name. I was like, hey, like, can we go into the meeting room? I need to talk to you. And then I was like, I don't appreciate the way that you talk to me. I don't appreciate
Good
the way you
for
treat
you.
me.
Yeah, good for you.
I was like, you literally, the one thing that she did say that will stick out for me for the rest of my life was, and don't ever let anybody treat you like this. She was like, you're so stupid. I don't even believe that you have a college degree. I was like, well, do you
Nice.
want me to show it to you? Because it's in the mail.
She's a year older than you?
Yeah, she was a year older than me.
Ew.
Yeah. So that was ingrained because I was like, who are you? Like,
I hope you're a miserable bitch.
oh, I hope she's doing well. I honestly do. I hope she's doing well. But
I don't.
She did because I just lead with the best foot forward and like
know.
even when
I love that for you.
even when
Fuck you.
even when turmoil happens in your life,
Yeah.
you feel what you need to feel. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure 5 years ago I was like, fuck you. But now I'm like, you know what? She was
'Cause
probably
you're
going through it.
successful.
She was probably going through it,
Yeah.
figuring it out, and didn't.
You're very
She was
nice.
learning too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're very nice.
Wait, just to preface, that's my big in a
Yes.
fucking sentence because we were in the car this morning picking up food and
I was just
she's
gonna
like,
bring this up.
she's playing this like Zen calm and I was like, can we fucking change this music? It's so sad. She's like, this is calming music.
Yeah, it was like-
and then someone honked at her. She's like, fuck you, asshole. And I'm like, yeah, it's working real well for you. And then you hear the music, it's like,
It's like Mozart.
yeah.
No, honestly though, I have the biggest road rage. So
you?
like, you could. Chelsea Sinclair, my mentor, taught me so much in what I do. But I'll literally be on the phone with her. She starts cracking up. But every time I'm in the car with her,
Something happens.
I'm driving or like on the phone with her in the car. I'm like, this motherfucker, like, eat a fucking cock, you bag of dicks. Like, go fuck yourself. And then she's like, oh my God, what is wrong with you?
Anyway.
I was like, okay, so back to like, what are we planning for? So I sat down with her and I was like, I don't
Yes.
appreciate the way that you talk to me.
And then she told you you're
And she was like, no, you're an asset. I was like,
Wait, what?
yes. And I said, if I am an asset, then why are you talking to me like that?
Yeah.
So she was like, well, you're an asset to the company. You're an asset to the team. We really like want you to work with us. Take the weekend and think about it and come back on
Wow.
Monday. I was like, my mind is already made
You
up.
had so many scenarios playing and none of them were that.
I was like, I'm an asset. Like, since when? You just
Yeah.
said I don't have a college degree and now I'm an asset.
Oh my God.
But basically, I took the weekend, but I already knew my answer was I'm not going back.
Right.
And I didn't go on Monday. I emailed them, I think Sunday. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming in. Make sure I get paid.
Right.
And have a
Have a
great
nice
life.
life.
Yeah.
So then how I got into TV production was through, I was at a family party. Ashley Tortorello, shout out. So she was like, hey, we're doing season 2 of Jersey Shore Family Vacation and we're filming in AC. Do you want to be a production assistant? I was like, well, I don't have a job, so sure.
So
Sign me up. And then I did it and I was like, I'm getting paid to like sit here and watch them party
Yeah.
at Harrah's pool after dark. Is that
Yeah.
what it's called?
That's
Yeah.
it. You killed it.
Harrah's pool after dark and like kind of have fun.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I think this is for me.
This is my dream job.
And I didn't even know that was like a job that you could have. Like, I was like, okay, I guess I have to work in corporate America, like do
Right.
the bit, like to make a lot of money and have
Mm-hmm.
a successful career. But no, that's not, you
Yeah.
don't have to do that. You can if that's what you want to do. But I was like, I think I'm going to take this and run. The only downside to it is that it is freelance work. So
Yeah.
sometimes you're employed for 6 months. Sometimes you're like in between and you don't know what to do with yourself.
Yeah,
and
it
you're
could be a
twiddling your
little
thumbs,
stressful.
figuring out the next show to work on. But so I did. I took that as a production assistant and there's a lot of different paths with TV production. I don't know if you guys know all the different
We're
realms
gonna have
of
to
it.
start from act like we don't
Baby
have college
steps.
degrees.
Perfect. I mean, I didn't know anything about TV production until I
Yeah.
started working in it. So TV production, you start out, you can start out in all different ways, but I started out as a production assistant, which is the most common way to start in TV production. And then you kind of find your niche in what suits you personally. So there's like the production management route, which is all like making sure like staffing people, not just staffing, but like people getting paid on time, making sure like all budgetary things, schedules, call
Okay.
sheets and whatnot. That's kind of production management. Producer like myself is all things like creative, like fun. You're dealing with the cast. You're direct, like you're producing the scenes. You're coming up with the creative and the story flow and what is necessary for the show and what isn't. There's realms of producers though. So there's your post producers, which do all the editing. There's your field producers and your producers that just do production.
What does field producer mean?
So field producer is like you're literally going to all the scenes. You're doing the scenes. In reality, we follow like we have like a beat sheet or store talking points to hit.
Okay.
So when we're shooting a show, obviously there's so many different factors that go into it. But when there's a story department that kind of outlines the story of what is going to be told in the season.
Got it.
It's all real though. Like
Yeah.
we have meetings with a cast.
You're guiding the conversation.
Yes, it's guided. Because we are making a TV show.
Right.
But all the combos are real. So we come up with just talking points.
Right.
So it's like hypothetically, you two are my cast members. When I'm in the field being a field producer, you two are out there conversating, but you, like Jackie, you have an issue with your friend who's another cast member, and then I want you guys to talk about it.
Yeah.
So you're going to download.
So you'll be like,
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I do. That's a field
That's
producer.
cool.
And you're like calling the shots with the
I was
camera.
gonna say, do you make these decisions ahead of time or in the moment? You're like, ooh,
Both.
okay.
I guess it's just feeling the conversation. If the conversation is like heated,
Right.
I'm gonna just be like, oh my god, let them figure it out. Like, if there's like a lull in the moment, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Let's make this interesting.
I guess not really, because they make it interesting themselves.
At least from a viewer's perspective, there are certain, and I'm like using Housewives, New Jersey, as an example, just because I literally just watched it. But sometimes, I don't know if it's the way it's edited or maybe it is just the field producers. I'm like, was that naturally brought up? Like, that was random. Or like certain conversations about people. And I'm like, where did that come from? So I don't know if that's both, maybe editing or field, or that, or are some cast members so aware of their jobs that they're in the lull and they're like, oh, this is when I should bring that up.
I think it could be probably post kind of sees everything.
Okay.
So there's sometimes scenes that we film that are like 3 hours long, but obviously like
3 hours long.
You see like 15 seconds of
you
it.
see like 2 minutes of it.
Yeah, that's wild.
So like
That's
sometimes it
exhausting.
might seem like there's like a lull and then it got brought up out of nowhere, but it's not. Like sometimes it just sometimes it's a slow roll
Yeah.
in the scene.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to go full throttle right in the beginning. Like
Yeah.
you got to ease into the scenes. Like, and all of cast members kind of know that. Unless there's like a heated argument, like then they're going to come in hot. Like if there's some shit talking going down, like, and somebody finds out in another scene and then you go to an all cast event, like
Yeah. Okay.
they're about to pop off. They're either going to
Yeah.
come in hot
Yeah.
or they're going to suss it out and then be like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. You started in Jersey Shore. What was your first impression of that job and the crew and the cast?
Oh my God, the crew is amazing. The crew it's like family.
Oh, that's awesome.
You work so closely with these
Is
people.
it big?
The crew is huge.
Really?
So
Okay.
like it depends.
Because you're
So-
all traveling. That's a lot.
So crew sizes kind of just depend on what we're doing. Like, I always say, like, when you see like 3 people in front of the camera, there's at least like 20 people behind it.
Oh my God. How do you guys go anywhere?
We travel in packs.
You must take up a lot of
We're a
space.
herd.
Yeah.
It's so it's funny when you're like, I will say this, disclosure, all locations are pre-planned.
Yeah.
They have
with that
to be.
many
That makes
people,
sense,
you
yeah.
have to be.
So it's always, there's a whole system when it comes to like planning to go to a location, because you're like, all right, we got a big crew. Not every, like, for instance, Jersey Shore Family Vacation, we run, it's a big crew on the trips, but when we're doing like hometown shoots, it's smaller. Like
Yeah.
we don't,
Makes sense.
we'll have like 2 producers.
Right.
It just depends on the cast and crew size.
Yeah.
If you have more cast, you need more crew.
Yeah.
If you have 2 cast members, you don't need to go crazy. You don't need 3 cameras.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
2 cameras is fine, 1 audio, and 2 producers. So that's kind of how it just depends on how big the cast is and how many necessary people.
So I'm assuming this initial job for you was like, I mean, did you watch Jersey Shore before?
Oh my God, yeah. I
Okay,
was like in middle school. I joke with
Same.
all of my cast members. I'm like, I was in middle school, but I like would watch it. And they'd be like, your parents let you watch it? I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
I was like,
too.
actually, I was in 8th grade, and because my cousin worked on the show, I literally went and like Jenny made my shirt. And like I met like Mike and Ronnie. I was literally like 12.
Yeah.
How
Oh
old was
my
I?
God.
And my first remembrance, aside from my cousin working on it, was that I forgot where I was going. Oh,
We all
was
have
that
concussions.
like Jenny was? Yeah, we all have concussions. So. Was Jenny was like, you have a cool mom. Like she's cool, and I got like that stupid Shore Store shirt printed. And I was like, I'm 12. My cousin's a producer.
That's
Yeah,
so
I'm cool.
fun.
But now, like, flash forward to present day, and I'm working on it. And I'm like, this
Yeah.
is just all
Full
ironic.
circle moment.
That
It's
is
all
awesome.
ironic. Well, it's like, so back to like the different realms. That's what I was talking about.
You
That's
have
what
to
we
eat
all
that
got.
now.
No, I don't.
Because we all got distracted. The different realms. So like, as a production assistant, you're kind of learning what fits you best,
Right.
and what you think you would be good at. So
And where you excel.
I started my first day. I literally was just like an overnight on Ace for the Atlantic City shoot, and I was just a regular production assistant.
Okay.
Then flash forward like a couple weeks later, I was hired back to do like the big when they were in the Manalapan house. Do
Okay.
you guys remember that?
Yeah.
So I was hired back as a production assistant, but they put me as releases. So releases, I would hang out on the producer's channel. I don't even know if they have release PAs anymore. But I was a release PA, and basically I stood by where all the producers are and where the cast would go, and I would just make anybody that could have remotely been on camera sign a release.
Oh.
Which is a good way to learn.
That's like the blurred versus non-blurred.
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, so it's a
Ah.
paperwork. It's paperwork. It's basically just like if you sign an appearance release, you agree to being filmed
Right.
or being potentially caught on camera.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was like, and then that's what an appearance release is. And as a release PA, I was making sure everybody signed an appearance release. I was making sure, like, if we went to a location, if the release coordinator wasn't there, I would get the location to sign a release just to have as backup, even if
Right.
they haven't
God
already.
forbid. Yeah.
So that's how I started. And you hang out on the producer channel. So we're all on walkies, obviously. And each department has their own channel.
Okay.
And for Jersey Shore, it's always channel 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I hang out, so I hear all the chatter. Like, all the other channels are like subtle, but the producer channel is always like wild. People are stepping on each other, trying to talk, because sometimes you're trying to just follow. Like, sometimes two cast might go to a bathroom, and the
Right.
producer goes with them. And then there's other producers at the main table, but there's conversations happening
At the same time.
each table. So you're like trying to talk on walkie, like, oh, Paulie and Vinny are coming back. But somebody at other wherever is like something's going on at the same time and they're talking, so you're all getting clipped, and then our showrunners are like, okay, everybody's stepping on each other, like stop talking one at a time.
So for instance, how many cameras are on Jersey Shore?
Like I said, it depends. So if we're, I guess, like if we're doing hometowns, it's usually 2 cameras.
Because I'm picturing when you're saying that scenario, like they're at a bar and
So if
there's
we're
multiple
out
conversations.
like vacations, and if it's all cast or we're out somewhere, like it's usually all like when we're on the vacations, we had I think 8 crews.
Wow.
8 crews consist of 3 people each crew.
Okay.
So that's your camera operator, your audio personnel, and your assistant camera op. So those are your crews.
Okay.
So you have 8 of those, and then you have producers. Like, depends on the size of the team. If we're doing like a trip, you have probably about like 12 producers, 12 to 15 if you include executives, and then you have your story producers that sit by the monitors and watch and just log all of the conversations, and then you have your production management, which is probably about like 6 to 8 people. And you have production assistants, which range from like 10 to 20 people.
That's wild.
So yeah, you're talking like if you see 8 cast members in front of you, you're gonna hold hands. If you have about 8 cast members in front of the camera, you're talking your crew is about like 40 to 50 people.
Wow.
It's a lot of people to manage.
Before we get into the nitty gritty of each show, who's in charge of the storylines?
So it kind of all trickles
Because
down.
it sounds like there's a hierarchy.
The executive producers kind of have ultimate.
Okay.
They are the ones, like, they're executive producers. They're running the shows. They're managing it all.
Got it.
But network also kind of, they're pitching to the network and talking with the network executives, and the network is like, oh, I like where this is going, or like maybe hold off on that, like that might get a little dicey. So network also
Has a say. Okay.
yeah, but
As far as the people that log all, like, are sitting at the monitors, are they there to? Is there like a middleman that's like, scrap that? Oh, we're gonna use that at some point, or
our like executive producer in post.
oh, okay.
So
But,
our
like, in real time, have you guys ever been like, that's gonna be boring? We're
No,
fixing
we
that.
just, I mean, I feel like now that I've been doing it for 5 years, producing, you could kind of get a sense of like, this is a really great scene, or this scene is kind of lull. Like, I don't know how much of it is actually going to make the cut.
That's fair.
Okay, question a little bit, and maybe I'm segueing, but I'd love to know, what was your I mean, I'm sure you have a lot, but like, what's your favorite experience you've had working on any of these shows? Is there any show that stood out and you were like, this was so much fun, I would do this literally for the rest of my life? Like, did you have any funny
Oh my
moments?
God.
Can you tell like behind the scenes of like funny things? Like, I think you mentioned you were like close with Snooki. Like,
Oh my God, the thing is, I think it's just like who I am as a person, but I have such a closeness to all of my cast members.
That's awesome.
And I get along with all of them. So the number one question that I always get asked is, who's your favorite? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I can't, like, there's no.
it's like picking a child.
It's like every person is so different.
Yeah.
And I have unique relationships with all of them. I guess, like, per show.
Yeah, give me one per show.
Yeah.
Jersey Shore is hard because I've been doing it for 5 years.
Give me 7 per show.
I could say Housewives Ireland was very cool. Very cool.
you got
Wait,
from
you were
Ireland.
he was casually, I'm scrolling, I thought it was your Instagram post. It's a selfie of Frankie and all the New Jersey housewives behind him. And I'm like, oh, Frankie posted something. And then I'm like, wait, this says Margaret Josephs. It's just a selfie of Frankie up front.
Yes.
I'm like, that was incredible.
So that was really fun. I was the only producer that traveled with all 9 of them.
Wow.
Wow.
LV, if you're watching, you put me through the ringer with that. I love you though. But it was like, I'm the only one traveling with all 9 of these women. I'm gonna go insane.
Oh my God.
But it was so fun. Like they're fun. They were fun.
Yeah.
Jen Fessler and Rachel Fuda saved my life when we were flying back. 'Cause
Really?
I almost passed out in the airport.
Why?
It was a multitude. I was there for 72 hours. I would literally flew to Ireland, worked, and flew back with the cast. Like we were there for about 72 hours.
Oh, you were
Wait,
overworked.
all of the Ireland stuff was filmed in 72 hours?
Yeah, about like 3 days. Like we weren't there very long.
Wow.
And it was our one producer's birthday. Shout out Chris DeRosa. And we all went out the night before. So like on top of being overworked, like just like doing what I needed to do, I went out. So partially on me. And
young.
then
You're supposed to
I
do
had to
that.
be up at like 6 a.m. I had like 3 hours of sleep, and I was traveling back with all of them, and I was fine. I was going. I was like, oh, I'll just sleep on the plane. And then we're waiting for the plane to board, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to pass out. I'm going to pass
feel
out.
sick?
Yeah, like they were talking to me. Rachel and Jen Fessler were talking to me.
This is not on camera. This is just for fun.
Off camera, yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Just
talking
for
with
fun,
me
you wanted to pass
as we're waiting to board the flight, and I was like, I went like white, and I probably zoned out. I didn't fully pass out, but I zoned out, and they were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, and then I got really shaky.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm not good. I'm not good." The flight attendant came over and is like, "You can't board the plane." I'm like, "Yes, I can." Jen Fessler's like shoving she got these like chocolate
Wait,
things.
they weren't going to let you board?
No, they were like, they thought I was sick with COVID. So they're like, "You can't board the plane." And then Rachel's like, "No, he has anxiety." I was like, "Yeah, I'm having a panic attack. Like, just get me on the plane." Like, Jen Fessler is giving me these like chocolates that she bought her son, and she's like, "Just take these. You need sugar."
Yeah.
I was like, they all like were checking on me
went
on
full
the
mom.
flight. They were like full mom mode.
Oh,
So that's
cute.
my relationship with all of them.
Yeah.
They protect their own. So
That's
they were
cute.
all just looking out for me. They were
That's
like,
nice. That's good.
Yeah.
That is pretty fun.
No,
so
I'm
that's
just
one
having
But
story.
you're okay. You
Get me
like
off.
explain your take on the newest New York Housewives. Because like how you were saying before, like it's more diverse. Like you could just give
Oh my God, yeah.
a little prequel of that.
I don't even know if I touched on I said the big three, but I never got to the third one.
Go ahead.
The New York City Housewives reboot. I just did that. I filmed that all through the winter. And that's very exciting. The trailer dropped. It's going to be airing in July 16th. And I'm very excited for that one. I think it's got a lot of crazy press, some good, some
sure.
bad, because people are used to the former cast.
Yeah,
and-
no one likes change.
yeah, so this is a whole new cast, but they're so diverse and fun and young and really represent New York City.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting because you have all different ladies with families and of walks of life coming together on this show, and they like one lives in Tribeca, one's in Soho, one's in Brooklyn. Like you're getting all the different
That's great.
neighborhoods in New York City. So
Yeah.
it's fun instead of just focusing on the Upper East Side.
It's funny. You could be blocks away in New York and a completely different experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Soho is completely different than the West Village. And you're gonna get both of those in this
That's
season.
that's going to be really interesting to watch the dynamics
You know
together.
what? How does it work? Considering this is a whole new cast, where do you find these people?
Oh, so that's casting. I have not done casting, but I think they just casting is a whole, I don't even know.
So
Yeah.
basically, you show
To be
up,
honest.
and not you show up. You're hired to be on this show,
Instagram.
and they tell you who's in it, and then who gives you the storyline, since you don't know these women or the drama.
Okay, that's a great question. So what will happen is casting will be talking to them, putting together their like who they are, their
Okay.
character arc.
Got it.
And
their
then
baseline.
this is who this person is.
Got
like
it.
so I'll just say for Teresa on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, every season she gets a cast arc. So this season that just finished, that you guys all watched unfold, you have she's getting married. That's her big story.
Right. Got it.
And then you kind of follow her as she gets married. She and her brother and her sister-in-law are not getting along.
Right.
There's a lot of turmoil from that. So that's another part of her cast arc.
Got it.
Then you have just the little things like Gia's graduating
It's almost
college.
like a mood
Yeah.
board.
Like, yeah, you
That's what I'm
just
picturing.
it's a cast arc. It's a storyboard. So
Yeah.
you're storyboarding who like what is gonna go on this season
Yeah,
with
the
this
focus.
person. And that's what you do for each cast member.
I love
That's
that.
so interesting.
And then that is how you follow the story. So like I've done cast arcs before. When you're starting a whole new series, a casting producer will kind of start the cast arc, and then us producers jump in like during production, and we'll get more of what is going on specifically in their
The
lives
nitty-gritty.
to follow.
Right. Okay.
So that's kind of how we figure out what scenes we're gonna do, like all of that good stuff.
Got it.
So that's how the show gets.
I love
formed.
that.
So-
that makes
So we
sense.
follow what is actually happening in their lives.
Yeah. Well, question. So when there's new housewives on and there's certain things, are you kind of just picking things from their life that you're like, oh, this could be interesting, that could be interesting? Like I see with like Rachel Fuda and even like Danielle, like certain things with like her family. Rachel Fuda's thinking about having a kid. Like, are they things that are just like in their lives that you're like, oh, we could talk about this? So I feel
Yeah.
like with Teresa, it's like, what are the people expecting?
Well,
you know?
yeah. Also, like exactly like what you said, we find it like Rachel Fuda and Danielle Cabral, they had natural like connections. Like
Yeah.
Rachel Fuda is a good friend of Melissa.
Yeah.
And Danielle Cabral is a good friend of
Yeah.
of Teresa. So they had that natural connection already. They're big personalities. And then they mesh well in the group.
Yeah.
And Jen Fessler was friends with Margaret.
Love Jen Fessler.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's funny.
Hysterical.
Wait, when she said that thing about James Gandolfini that they had sex, I was like, that was fucking wild.
I think she just jumped like. I think she went over Teresa that episode. We were like, "Well, you're number one. You hit the Jersey jackpot."
I mean, Teresa's iconic in her
I
own
know.
right.
That
But
was
Jen Fessler is
pretty
the
amazing.
thing is what you see on TV is exactly who these people are,
That's
I
awesome.
believe
and that is what like try and true with reality television is like these people are literally what you see on TV is who they
Yeah.
are.
Well, two questions. I'm going to start with the big one. We see it all over. Sammi Sweetheart came back.
Oh wait, that's the big thing. That's the real question. The real thing is Sammi Sweetheart is back on Jersey Shore Family Vacation.
Is that the one that you filmed?
Yes, I just worked on this.
Oh
season.
my God. What
We
can you
got
tell
Sammi
us?
Sweetheart back. She
First
is.
of all, how'd you get her back?
You'll have to tune in
Oh.
this summer. I believe.
That's my big thing. I'm like, after all
All
these
that time.
years,
I mean,
what
have you seen the
changed?
trailer?
Yes.
Yes.
So you could kind of get a little insight through the trailer. After our cast found out, after we did the big reveal, we revealed to the
Were you
public.
guys like, guess what?
Oh, it skyrocketed.
Yeah.
It
I
was
can't imagine.
insane.
Yeah.
And then there's a thing with viewership. So obviously people think whatever's airing right now is what we're filming, but
Right.
that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So there's like the day after view count comes in, and that's always pretty low because not a lot of people watch TV. But the +3s is all like streaming,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
DVRs, all of that. So our +3s came back after, I think we announced her on a Friday. The show airs on Thursdays. People rewatched it, and our +3s like skyrocketed.
yeah.
Because they all thought she was coming back on this episode.
Yeah.
We're like, no, you got to tune in.
But thank you for the views.
I would also.
Thanks for the views. Number 1, Thursday nights, Thursday.
I would also want to just see what happened recently. So when she does come back, you're like prepared for what she's coming into.
Yeah.
So because I have been a fan of Jersey Shore since middle school, but I think in college I probably dropped off because I didn't have TV.
Yeah.
And then I had to rewatch a lot of the family vacations, and like it becomes like a thing with my home friends. But
Yeah.
if I were someone that used to watch it, I would be watching the most recent season, just so when I knew that she was going to be coming, I knew what she was walking into.
Yeah.
And I was like up to date. Because
Yeah.
a lot's changed. A lot
Well,
has changed.
they're all. I mean, I think we all have to highlight the last time we saw Sammy on our screens was 10 years ago.
Ron!
It's been 10 years. So, like, Sammy then is not
100%.
fully
now.
the same Sammy
No
now.
way.
She still has her little sweetest bitch in her.
Yeah.
But she's, like, at a different point in her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an adult.
Yeah.
Like, actually, let me see if she could jump on the phone.
You're going to call her?
Yeah, I'll give Sammy a call.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's see if she actually decides to answer.
Let's see. Just put that like right in the mic if she does.
Hey.
Hey, Sammy, how are you?
Hi, Frankie. Good.
I miss ya.
No, I miss you too. I have a feeling I'm going to be seeing you soon, though.
I hope so. So I'm recording a podcast right now with my two friends.
Hi.
Throw up.
Oh my
Make me
God.
feel good.
The podcast is Maybe She's from Jersey. So
Cute.
very Jersey-esque.
Yes, we try.
Check it out.
But we were talking about the upcoming season of Jersey Shore Family Vacation, and I was very excited to announce that you're coming back, and we talked about the trailer.
Oh.
That was a
Trailer's
fierce
dropped.
trailer.
The trailer dropped, and I'm officially back.
That's fucking awesome. How do you feel?
It definitely was a wild ride. You're going to see, like, my emotions. But it was, like, it feels good to be back. It really does.
What were your initial thoughts? Like, obviously, from a viewer standpoint, everyone looked really shocked. So, what was your feelings walking in that door, knowing you were gonna hit the whole crew?
I was very nervous. I don't know if I can curse, but I was, like, shitting myself.
Oh, you can curse.
You can curse. It's called Maybe She's from Jersey.
It's a Jersey podcast.
No, I was definitely nervous as hell. Definitely nervous, but I did it, and like you'll see the outcome.
Wow, I'm so excited to watch it. It's so nice talking to you.
Okay.
Always welcome to come on our podcast if you
Yes.
ever have the time.
I would love to come on again in the future once the show airs, and then we can talk about
Absolutely.
the real juicy stuff. You know.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Just
we'll
the teasing
definitely.
right now.
We're here when you're ready.
Yeah, we're here for you when you're ready.
Great.
All
Well,
right.
nice talking with you guys.
Yay.
Nice
Yeah,
meeting
too.
you, and best of luck on the season.
Thank you. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye,
All
Sam.
right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, fucking casual. Let me just call her real quick.
God.
Wait, so what tea can you give us? I know there's things you can't tell us.
I mean, I'm going to go off of the trailer.
Okay.
Because that's what everybody has seen.
Okay.
She arrives and surprises everybody. So
Oh, they had no idea.
our cast had no idea.
That's fucking wild.
And so she surprises everybody. There was one person that did know. And you could kind of see who she walks in with
Yeah.
in the trailer.
Okay, wait. So I
was
also saw
nothing.
something that Ronnie was coming back too. So did they have episodes together? Is that the
So,
same season?
I know Ronnie was all over kind of social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
On Twitter and whatnot.
Maybe I'm like bouncing around, but I just like have so many questions. I think your job is fascinating. So I was on American Idol when I was 17 years old. And
Okay,
granted, that's a very
competition.
different reality show than what you're working on. But I did see, and maybe when I was 17, I didn't really notice, but in certain aspects, the people for like, this mainly goes for like, are they called confessionals? Confessions? When
Oh,
they have
I
their
call them
own-
interviews, but
Okay.
you could call them a confessional.
So when in my first couple of rounds of auditions, it was just for the producers. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm not on their contract, so whatever. But so they ask a lot of personal questions: what's going on in your life, this and that, whatever, things like that. So obviously, I talked about a personal story, this and that. They had it written down, whatever. And then there were certain interviews I did with them where I felt like the person interviewing me was using certain things to an advantage to get me to be a little more emotional,
Yeah.
to get me to feel certain way. Like when I got taken off for group rounds, we had to wait on this line for a really long time. And obviously you're upset when you get voted off. It's a lot of emotions. You're tired. You're blah, blah, blah. And so I'm waiting on this line and I get in the room and it's Ryan Seacrest with all these producers. And they turn the cameras on and he goes, what happened? And I'm like, fuck you guys. Like, you're trying to make me cry. Like, because like I could tell it, like they were like, talk to us. Like, and obviously I think Ryan Seacrest I have nothing bad to say about him. He's the sweetest man. When the cameras were off, he came around, he was talking with everybody, sat with families. Like, he's really sweet. But I could tell in the moment it was more of a like, let me use this to get really good. Mm-hmm. Like, do you have that on the show? Well,
yeah, we do. It's like tactical moments, especially when you're in the interview chair or in confessional. Like, they're definitely ways to get that out of talent and cast members, because you do want emotions sometimes. For sure. If you're talking about a sensitive subject, like, you're not going to approach the interview with like your back against the wall. And
right.
You know how
you're going to be more like approachable, talk in a lower manner, or like more somber, I guess. Where like if you want high energy, like I'm coming in like, hell yeah, we're getting hammered.
Yeah.
Wait,
gotcha.
You know how in some of the Housewives confessionals, they're like, you hear the producer asking the question?
Yeah.
Sometimes they sound so dry. I'm like,
Well, sometimes you like, it all just depends on who you're interviewing.
Yeah. I just think it's
how
funny.
long you are in the interview.
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen some of the women be crying, and I hear a producer like, why? Or something so dry, and I'm like, ooh.
Like, we've been here for 9 hours.
Yeah, they're
Wrap
like,
it up.
get on with it.
Yeah, you're like, stop crying. Yeah, the producer in the chair is like, I am done with you. You made me wait 5 hours, and you showed up late, and now you're crying.
Oh,
no. I don't know. Like, sometimes that happens.
I'm sure.
Or sometimes it's like you're on hour like 6 in the chair, and like you're also a human too. Yeah. So like they're in the interview chair just like sobbing their life away, and you're like, I'm on hour 6. I haven't ate yet.
Yeah. To get my lunch break.
And we've just gone through like 400 questions.
Oh
like,
my God.
When does this end?
How long does it take to do a confessional? Is that like an all day thing?
I get it. Just depends. Like, Housewives all get glam, so they like. If you're in the morning, like you start at like 8 in the morning. Glam is like 3 hours, and then
Glam is 3 hours.
They have to match the looks and whatnot. It's crazy.
My God.
So like anywhere from like 2 to 3 hours is glam, and then they're in the chair for like 3 hours.
That's
is
a
confessionals
fucking day.
So that's like a 6-hour day.
Yeah.
Is confessionals the end of the show?
So it depends on the show. Like Jersey Shore likes to honestly every show that I've been working on lately is confessionals kind of get thrown in after. Okay. Or interviews.
I always wonder that if it's points of the show or just at the end.
Yeah, we like to keep it. Jersey Shore. We like to try to stay ahead of the interviews so we don't get pushed back behind, because interviews do take time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of questions to ask, but sometimes we are following the reality of what's going on, that like getting interview set up and putting them in the chair for 4 hours is like, we don't have the time for that until the end of the season.
Was there ever a point in time when you were like offended or pissed off, or somebody got in your face, or somebody like threatened you? You don't have to tell cerern stories.
We heard a story off camera.
Yeah, I did not tell that story.
But
I'll talk to you about like, I was like,
it could even be on the crew side. Like, did someone like, does it get
my God,
hostile on the crew side?
I'll talk about, okay, so crews, you're with crew all the time.
Yeah.
Like you were like a producing team, you're working with them literally 12 to 14 hours. When you're on trips and whatnot, you're working like 12 to 14 hour days. Yeah. Some trips are week long. Like, crew gets down, there's partying, there's fun, but we're all really professional. So when we're on set, it's all professional. After you wrap, that's on you because it's your personal time, but it does. Like, there's hookups, there's like, just think about your other job. Yeah, there's stuff going down. There's also a lot of personalities.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, producers are really creative people. They have big personalities. We're dealing with the cast all day. Camera operators are lugging this thing around. Like, there's those cameras are heavy. Yeah. there's moments where, and you're in these like bubbles in a way, because you're always all together. There's moments where you get frustrated or people are going through things. Like, there are definitely heated moments.
Yeah.
And then there's like the outside factors of like people are dating. A lot of people in production kind of date within production.
Yeah.
I
That's
will
normal.
never do that because like it's mixing work and pleasure, and that just is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
But I do know a lot of people that work and date together, and it doesn't always end the best.
You're like,
but then
"Good
you're stuck with them because
Yeah. That's awkward.
there's like, if you're a production coordinator and you're dating a cam op, like you're kind of the production coordinator is kind of responsible for the cam op, making sure they're getting paid on time and whatnot. But
Yeah.
like, if they break up, like that's
That's awkward.
I missed your time card.
Yeah.
My bad.
Whoops. But
didn't get
like,
paid.
there's just like things like that. But the healthy relationships stand the test of time, and then the ones that aren't the best. But it's like working in any job.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't stick with my coworkers for 14 hours, but
Yeah, I mean that's
that's
there's definitely
true.
are moments where you're like, I'm gonna motherfucking kill this person. And there's personality, like people, everybody's different. So
Yeah.
like when you're managing cast that has big personalities,
Yeah.
and then when there's other people with big personalities behind the scenes, and you're like, oh my god, I just got freaking yelled at by a cast member, and now you're complaining about.
do you have any stories about that with cast that you're allowed to tell?
I don't know. Let me think. I mean, I will say, like, cast members they're being filmed. Literally, like, I'll work like 14 hours, but the cast is working like close to 20. Like, that's dramatic, but like 18 hours.
Okay.
And they're on. So there are moments where that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being on camera for 18 hours every
I'd
day
like it.
for like 7 days straight.
It's a lot. It's a lot of
Like,
adrenaline.
that wears on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So that is like, there's moments where they're just super frustrated. It's not directed towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you just relate it back. You're like, well, yeah, I feel you. I'm working 14 hours.
Right.
You're like, you're tired.
I'm behind the
fucking tired.
scenes
Yeah.
though. You're also, there's moments where when you do kind of get in tiffs with cast members, you kind of just need to take a step back, and you're like, we're both
Human.
We're both exhausted.
Yeah.
We're just both drained. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. You're in front of the camera for 18 hours. Like, that's got to be draining in itself. So,
Let me just say, I can never be on the crew side, is what I'm gathering from
Yeah.
this, because my ass would not be as sensitive as you are.
you'd be road raging.
I would be like, get the fuck up and do it.
Yeah.
Good for you. They must love you.
I
That
mean, but
makes
you
sense.
do. There's moments where you're like, just get the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're like, that's all. I just need you to do this.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
please.
it's like a bond ring. I am like, you literally have to do 2 scenes, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then I'm done with you. for
You're like,
the
and
day.
then I'll buy you a cookie.
So like, yeah, when I'm like talent producer getting schedules, like I'll get tough with the cast sometimes. I'm literally like, you have 1 scene
Yeah.
from 3 to 6.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for.
Right.
You could lay out in the sun all day until 2, get your little glam done, come to set for 3, be done by 5:30.
Yeah.
And then and then I'm done. Go out to dinner.
Yeah.
Have a great night. I'm done with you.
Yeah.
All I need you is for 2 goddamn hours.
Never look at me again.
And then they'll get it like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just like, you got to break it down sometimes to be like, this is what I need you for, and this is it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you for a full 8 hours.
Yeah.
And-
I just need you available today for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. When you guys start filming a new season and there's new crew,
Yeah.
whether they're low or high on the totem pole, does it take a while for the cast to like get used to them and respect them and what they have to say? Because you've been on certain shows for years. They know you. They're comfortable with you. They have relationships with you. Rather than Joe Schmoke walking on, giving them direction, and they're like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I guess In a way.
Okay.
So, I mean, all the crews I work on have been kind of the same crews. So
Oh, okay.
they've known, like, Jersey Shore, we're talking way back in the day. Like, my cousin was a producer on that. So she's been with them since season 1 of Jersey Shore.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you have, like, other producers that have, like, worked on it since day 1. So, and crew.
Yeah.
Like, some of the camera operators, audio, like, they just know them. So it's not like we're all part of that family. It's like a full family at Jersey Shore. Housewives of New Jersey, they kind of sometimes get new producers, sometimes don't. I've only done that for 2 seasons, but I found working on that, it was a very easy transition for me being their talent producer. One, I'm from New Jersey, so I feel like I got it, and they connected with me really well. And I think that was a main piece. Like, I understand you want to be down the shore.
Yeah.
Like, I understand it sucks filming in the summer.
Right.
Like, filming Tuesday through Saturday, 2 rest days, but I'm calling you on Mondays. Like, I get it, but I'm also doing it. So we're in this
We're
together.
both
Right.
suffering.
Right.
Like, I'm a Jersey boy through and through.
Yeah.
I get it. But I think that also, and then I approached all of them just naturally how I am. Like, I was raised, like, you give a hug, a kiss on the cheek. Like,
Right.
it's just like my mom's side is Italian. So I bonded with them in that sense. Like, I know the bit. I know the
You know what to
Sunday is dinner. I know the whole 9 yards with that. So
Yeah.
when I got introduced to all of them, and they were just like, and then I'm also just myself.
Yeah.
Like,
You're very likable.
Yes.
I think I'm like, I think I am, but it felt natural. Like, I say I only worked on that for 2 years, but I feel like I've been with them for like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the connection was just kind of started right off the bat.
Yeah.
So, how would you describe Jersey reality TV versus any other type of reality TV, or just what's unique about Jersey to you?
I personally find that New Jersey reality TV shows are exceptionally the best. I think it's just because of how we are in New Jersey and our personalities and how our culture is. Like, we're so close to everything, and we all have big personalities. Like,
Oh yeah.
you're driving through any highway and somebody's giving you the bird. Like, you can, like, go to New York City, you could go to Philly, you could go even to, like, Jersey City or Hoboken. Like, we have our own little cities. There's so much. And then you got, like, the Boonies and the Pineys. Like, they're a whole culture that they need a reality show.
Yeah.
But
Bumblefuck.
I think it's just like it's a pot of sauce.
Literally.
And you got your sausages and your meatballs and your brajol. And that's how I would describe reality TV. And that's why I think it's so good, because you have all of that culture.
Yeah.
And there is a
That,
brand.
well, there's the Italian culture, but
Right.
Italian families, I can speak on my behalf. I don't know if you guys are both Italian.
She is. I don't know.
You're a mutt. But my dad's side isn't, but my mom's side is Italian, and I can say without a doubt, everybody is like, you're treated like family until you're not, basically, right?
Yeah.
There's some family members that you are super tight with, you're kissing the ring, you're doing it all. And then there's other family members that you're like cut off cold frickin' turkey. And I think, like, Jersey reality TV shows kind of, you can relate to all of that.
Yeah.
And then I think we also are funny to make fun of.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Easy.
you can make fun of us,
Yeah.
but, like, we'll take the joke. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we could take the heat.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it so good.
Yeah. I think it's also just like there's so much content. Like, there's so much shit that happens in New Jersey that people are like, yeah, that would only happen in New Jersey. Like, that would not happen anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's like
Like flipping a table. That's New Jersey.
literally.
You're not getting
Lumellas.
that in Beverly Hills.
No.
Yeah.
What else? Fist pumping.
I know. Like what?
The music, The lifestyle,
GTL.
Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
The
Down
shore
the shore.
in itself, like, I have to say, like, now working on that show, but back in the day when they first started it, like, that is a tried and true representation of the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Like, you are doing a shore house summer share.
Yep.
You are going to the bars, you are dancing, you're hooking up with random people, you're drinking, you're getting drunk with all of your friends in like a mixed co-ed house.
Yep.
And you're having the best time of your life for the entire summer.
That's literally the ultimate Jersey Shore summer here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's visited a shore house, had a shore house. Everyone's tried it. in
You're
some
either
form.
the one that pays for it,
Yep.
or you're the guest that is the freeloader.
Yep.
And you're
Yeah.
like, and bringing the alcohol every weekend.
Yeah.
Like, you've all had everybody's had their story down there. Even like Jersey Shore has their story. Real Housewives of New Jersey also has their story down
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're an accurate representation of New Jersey to an extent.
Yeah. I think they're very relatable. They're relatable.
Very.
We all did that. We'd all love to do that. Imagine getting paid to meet up with your friends a few months out of the year to just have a great time.
Yeah. And
Well,
film it.
also, like, you kind of saw everything. Like, they got in relationships.
Yep.
Right.
They got out of relationships.
Yeah.
Grew up
They,
with them.
Turn their lives around, like Mike the Situation.
yeah.
That is like the best storyline.
oh my God, yeah. I actually, fun story. I was there when I was part of the team that got him out of prison.
Wow.
And, like,
Shit.
filmed him coming back. And it was a really sweet sentiment because, like, you saw him, like, go back home and with Mosey and
Right.
Lauren. And I was actually on that episode because we were keeping it so low key. I was the pizza delivery boy.
Oh, I gotta watch it again.
I
now.
have to watch that.
But I was the pizza delivery boy because there were paparazzi everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paparazzi chased us.
Wow.
It was crazy, and it was very small, and we didn't want anybody to get photos of
Right.
Yeah.
of them because we were filming it.
Yeah.
Like, we had it all. But yeah, that was insane. I woke up at like 3 a.m. because he got out of jail at like 6.
Yeah.
Or no, he got out at like 7, and we had to drive. It was like upstate.
Oh my
I
God.
forget where.
That's wild.
But yeah, that was crazy because we had paparazzi chasing us.
Like-
Oh my God! And another story was in El Paso. We took the cast to El Paso for Paulie's show, and we were getting chased by cars,
high-speed
by
chase.
fans. They were just
Wow.
chasing us. Yeah, that was crazy too.
That's
Do you
wild.
guys have security with you a lot?
Yeah, we always
Okay,
have security.
Good. It's just
Yeah.
curious. Yeah, I think in general, Jersey's its own stereotype. It's its own level, own
Yeah.
playing field. No one can really like touch what we have.
Right.
Yeah.
I think New York, Philly, yeah, like we get pieces of each other, but Jersey is its own thing. New York is its own thing.
For
Philly's its
sure.
own thing, but we're very good at the flow in between. Like
Yeah.
you get a little bit of everything. When you're in the boonies, you get more of Philly. When you're in North Jersey, Hoboken, you get more of the city. When you're
Yeah.
in the middle, you get like the rural suburban lifestyle. It's
Yeah.
just there's so much to offer here, and I think it makes incredible television.
Yeah, love us or hate us, we're still New Jersey.
Literally.
Okay, so can you give us any upcoming details about one of those two shows or both? Do you have anything that you can disclose to our viewers?
So, Jersey Shore Family Vacation is coming back in the summer, I believe, and we got big news because Sammi is back.
Right.
GTL or
Larry.
Jim Tan. Wait, Jim Tan. Sam's back. Yeah, she's back, and in the trailer, you got a little bit of a glimpse of her return.
That was a
she-
good trailer.
So good. It's anything after her announcement, it just got so much buzz, and
sure.
then producing the scene and watching everything unfold, I'm like, oh, this is such a good season. And then when the trailer came out, I was like, oh my God, and fans went crazy. So that was really fun to see all the hard work pay off.
Yeah.
But her return is kind of teased that she did DMs she had DMs with Angelina. So,
Which, like, who would
so
have thought Angelina of all people?
we'll leave it at that. But obviously, like, you see, she's still the sweetest bitch you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And she's awesome. She's friendly with Dolores.
That's so funny.
So I remember my first day on set with her. I was like, oh, I also do the Real Housewives of New Jersey. She's like, oh my God, I'm going to send a picture of you and I to Dolores. And
That's
I was like,
so
all right,
cute.
let's take a
I
pic.
wonder how they met. Well, I guess moving on with your career, since you've come pretty far from your assistant production job.
Yeah.
I will say I'm very proud of how far I've come, but I know that there's more to learn. But I'm only 27 and I feel like I achieved a lot so far, but
Good
there's
for you. That's
more to
awesome.
go.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Not
moving
over yet.
forward?
Well, it's crazy because I achieved what I set a goal when I started TV production. I was like, I'm going to be a field producer. I'm going to be a field producer and then I'll figure it out. And I didn't know how long that was going to take to get to that. And then I got it. And I'm like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do I do next? So I might sit here as a field producer for a little bit, let it marinate before I decide what I want to do next. I think there's just other avenues I also want to do, outside of TV. I also could see myself moving to being in front of camera in an aspect. I don't necessarily think reality TV, but maybe hosting or I don't know. I don't know. You never know what life throws at you.
Yeah,
I never
absolutely.
I thought I was going to be working in corporate America for my whole life, but now I'm making TV shows.
That's
so
fucking awesome.
I don't know. Maybe I'll be in front of the camera hosting one day or
That's awesome.
doing a podcast.
Yeah.
You never know.
You'd kill it. Well, thank you so much, Frankie. That was so much fun. I hope that was juicy tea for everybody. We'll obviously have more when things are released. We can talk about them more. But thanks, Frankie, for coming on today.
Yeah,
Congratulations
thank
on all your
you.
success. That is so friggin' awesome.
Thank you.
Go follow Frankie on Instagram. Give him some hype.
At Frankie Kisly.
Cool
That's
name.
the handle.
You want to shout out
Kiss
our
me,
food?
Kisly.
Yeah, and lastly, everyone should take a look at Lilla Vanilla. Go in there, smell the fresh baked goods.
It's good.
Meet the really nice French owner with a great accent. Try some macaroons. I thought these were delicious. We were picking on them the whole episode.
Yes.
Yeah, the macaroons were delicious and the cupcakes were so good.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know
good.
which one this
The
chocolate.
That was the
Sundae.
Sunday one.
The chocolate sundae cupcake was literally divine.
Yeah.
Incredible. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep.